Hello and welcome back to the Sideboard here at Star City Games St. Louis. My name is Ruben Bressler and I'm joined by Devon Chu. Now Devon, you appeared on camera earlier and we were having a lot of fun watching this deck. This deck looks like just a blast to play. So tell us a little bit about where this red, white, black, mid-range life gain monster came from.
Well, first of all, it seemed really well positioned right now, and I based it off of Frank Laporte's deck.
Sure.
Yeah, Frank Laporte. And my brother played it for a while, so it was pretty good. And I really wanted to play Pillar of Flame and like Sire Sandy opposite that to fight the control decks at the same time.
Sure, yeah. Pillar of Flame is one of the cards we were talking about as being extremely potent in this current metagame. Because Junk Aristocrats won last week. Pillar of Flame, one of the more powerful cards against that strategy. Now, you just have a metric ton of life gain in this deck. With your Nearhearth Pilgrims, Rock's Faithmender, and both Blood Baron and Obsidian in the same deck together. Which usually people are like, choose one or choose the other. Is this much life gain necessary? I mean, has it been too much for you today, or is it the right amount?
It's sort of the right amount, but it's funny because I actually didn't plan on playing Rock's Faithmender at all. Because right before the tournament started, I had Lightning Souls.
Sure.
And my friend Matt, he just said to cut all the Lightning Souls because I really wanted to play a bunch of Rest in Pieces.
Sure.
So we added one main board Rest in Piece and two Rock's Faithmenders.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my other questions is, you look at a black-white mid-range deck, doesn't matter what the third color is, you almost assume there's going to be at least 3 Lingering Souls, and there's no Lingering Souls, especially when you're running Liliana of the Veil, which you are very good with Blasphemous Act also to lower the price. But you're not, because you want to utilize the power of Rest in Peace, of which you're running one main deck. And so that's mostly for things like Aristocrats, but also has a little bit of splash damage against like the blue-white-red flash decks.
Or like Naya decks right now, they were at Striker Geist and Voice.
Sure. Oh, absolutely, yeah, being able to take out the trigger on both of those. Oh, and Rancor as well. Yeah, excellent. So this is just a bunch of heavy hitters in the main deck. One of the interactions that I wanted to point out was Nearhearth Pilgrim soul bonding with Boros Reckoner.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Is an absolute house. So the way that would work is you give your Boros Reckoner lifelink, and that allows it to, all the damage that it takes, it gets to redirect, like Boros Reckoner does. So you gain that life, plus the 3 damage that it gets for itself. Plus, if you just so happen to have Blasphemous Act, then you gain 13 and deal 13 also. 26-point life swing's usually enough to get there. And you've also got a slightly less played card, I guess, War Leader's Helix. As one of your targeted elimination spells, really for being able to take things out at instant speed that are relatively big. That's the way you're going. Why did you decide to go with War Leader's Helix?
To be honest, War Leader's Helix really isn't that good on like turn 4 or anywhere earlier. It's really good in the late game. Say I have like a Rock's Faithmender, or I'm trying to gain life and try to maybe pump my Blood Baron.
Sure.
But like if they play like a Sire or anything like a Resto.
Sure. Being able to take out the 4 toughness guys like Sire of Insanity is very. I mean, it's not very good against your deck, but them having a Crawlworm is still a problem most of the time. And it's if you want to try to activate your Blood Barons and get it up to Divinity of Pride size, you can do worse than have War Leader's Helix. This deck seems tailor-made to get Blood Baron up to 10-10. Have you had it as a 10-10 yet?
I have not.
You have not? Yeah, it's got to be. It's still pretty difficult to do, even if you have this much life gain and this much
30 is actually
damage.
pretty easy, just actually getting them under 10 at the same time.
Sure. So let's take a quick look at the sideboard here. Again, we've got our full amount of Rest in Pieces, which you decided was a very important part to being in this metagame, which taking out things like Voice of Resurgence, you have the 4 pillars and the 4 Rest in Peace.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't play my own voices, because,
Sure.
And I just wanted to wreck other people's voices.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's one of the most popular cards in Standard right now, played in like 4 of the top 5 most popular decks, so definitely a good choice. You've got additional Sin Collector, additional Liliana for control matchups. Another one I wanted to point out is Assemble the Legion, which sort of fell out of popularity once Acidic Slime was the top dog in the format.
Yeah.
But now Acidic Slime's really gone.
Yeah.
So you can play your Assemble Legions now.
Yeah, Junk Reiterator isn't really that popular anymore. It's still a tier 1 deck, but I think of some really control good.
Sure. Is there any interactions that I'm missing that I should talk about, or some cards that come in from the sideboard? You'll also look very good against Bant Hexproof, which is a deck that has been very popular in this room.
Yeah.
There's a lot more than I expected, at least twice as much. And you, after sideboard, you've got Tribute to Hunger, Devour Flesh, and Liliana.
Yeah.
So you've got just so many Edict effects, not to mention the fact that you've still got Blasphemous Act and Overload Mizium Mortars every once in a while. Yeah, that's a lot. So, were you planning ahead for the Bant matchup? The Bant Hexproof matchup?
Before I was actually playing this deck, I actually played Bant Hexproof.
Sure.
And
So you're just wary of it?
Yeah, I just hated sacrificing my creatures.
Sure. So moving forward, you said you were unhappy with a couple of cards, very happy with some of the cards. What would you change about this if you were to play it in this tournament again or going forward to next week?
I don't know exactly what I've got, but I would actually try to add another Blasphemous Act. Sometimes the more immediate Salix and the Mizium Mortars, the 4 damage just doesn't get there. Like I just lost to Thundermaw Hellkite.
Sure.
2 of them.
Yeah, being able to take down Thundermaw Hellkite, not the easiest thing to do with War Leader Celix. You kind of need the extra Tragic Slip, which is not really what you want to be doing. So yeah, another Blasphemous Act. Plus the combo with Boros Reckoner has been very popular in Standard. So this deck looks like a ton of fun to play. Just if you want to gain a bunch of life, if you want to make a 10-10 Blood Baron, I think this is the deck. I don't think there's a better deck for doing that. So yeah, and this looks great. Good luck going forward. Thank you for being in the sideboard. This is Devon Chu, local from around here, about 20 minutes away, here at Star City Games St. Louis, here in the sideboard.